So YouTube right now is a little bit strange because some folks are having problems seeing my videos pop up in their subscriptions, even though I'm uploading videos. So to help you guys out with that real quick, you have the subscription icon right here, and then next to it, there should be a bell. In fact, for all my videos, that should be the case. Subscribe, the bell right next to it. So if you're not subscribed, what you should do, subscribe, then you have the bell, you click on the bell, then you have notifications from King of Lightning, you click on that box right here, then you click on save, obviously. That should help you guys be far more aware of when I'm uploading videos to the channel. Now, as a Bleach fan, I can say with a lot of confidence that the final arc of Bleach had a lot of disappointments, and a lot of folks overall thought the arc was not as good as it should have been. Considering how the arc started off pretty damn good when it came, not like the beginning part, like those two random characters, but like later on when you had the invasion of Soul Society, where the Quincy come in there hardcore as all hell, but they had already established territory within Hueco Mundo. Hattie Bell was done. Where is she now to this day? No idea. And then you had the invasion of Soul Society, you had the death of Yamato Genryusai, you got the supposed death of Byakuya, and then you've gone from there. So the arc started off pretty strong, but then afterwards, even though you had good moments here or there, I could argue with a lot of confidence that none of the stuff that occurred after the initial invasion of the Quincy upon Soul Society, killing off characters supposedly like Kira, well, no other section in the arc can come close to that first section. So the arc is filled with a lot of disappointments. And these are the top 5 disappointments in the final arc of Bleach. Number 5, Aizen Soulsuke. Now, unfortunately, for the vast majority of the arc, Aizen did diddly squat. He was literally squatting on his chair the entire time. Even when Kyoraku undid some of the seals to his bindings, and then he undid like a few on his own, and it appeared like he was standing up in like the middle of the dark, like, whoa, Aizen, my dude! But no. Nope. He was on the chair, and every time Aizen tried to do something, there would always be someone else stopping him. Whether it be Mairi, Aizen, he says, I'm gonna bring down the royal palace. No, we have to stop him here now. Stop him, shut him down. Every time he tried to do something cool, he was shut down. And then not until like the end of the series, where Aizen finally got off the chair, we saw him do 2 Kido throughout the entirety of the arc. He did a Hado 90 to destroy those small, like little black one-eyed beings that Yuha created when he first formed with Mimihagi-sama. And then later on, he did Hado 99, the Goryo Tenmetsu, which all it really did was like destroy the area around them, but it didn't affect Yuha or Ichigo or anybody else. It was just these cool Reiatsu dragons, and that was it. And then after that, he does do the Kokasuiketsu upon Yuha, and then Yuha appears to be defeated, but then falls not defeated. And then the next time we see Aizen, he's once again back in the goddamn chair after everything's said and done, after a time skip. So here's the thing. Aizen, I was hoping to see a lot more. Many folks were hoping to see a lot more from Aizen in this arc. Aizen, one of the prima dudes, he was one of the war potentials, and then all he was ever worth was just clearing out some enemies. And then towards like the last chapters of the series, then he started to do some stuff here or there, but not nearly enough. Nowhere even close to enough to satisfy the thirst of the Aizen fanboys and fangirls. Not necessarily because he wasn't doing like badass stuff. Aizen sitting down is badass. The dude can take a shit in the woods. It's badass. But we just didn't get enough of Aizen. That was a shame. And on top of that, we didn't find out how he knew the Soul King, why he loved the Soul King so much, like what drove Aizen to do what he did. Like that's the kind of stuff that we needed. Aizen was the prima villain of Bleach for the longest time. And the original manga ends with us never really finding out why Aizen did what he did. We did see Aizen in the flashback with Ishin and White and Ichigo's mom and so on and so forth, but nowhere near enough to actually get like the root substance of why Aizen did what he did. What forged the man Aizen? And on top of that, no Aizen Bankai. That is a goddamn shame. He somehow got a Zanpakuto back at some point, but no Bankai, nothing. Same old Shikai, suave, defeated. At the end of the series, back in the damn chair. That's it. Number 4. As far as we know, Ichigo never reached the same level of power or even exceeded the power of Dangai / Mugetsu Ichigo. This is highly unusual for a battle shonen. When it comes to shonen like these, the character progresses throughout the entirety of the series because they face greater challenges, therefore they need greater power in order to overcome those challenges. And Bleach was no exception. It was going on the same lines. Until Ichigo lost his powers after Dangai / Mugetsu Ichigo, you would think that when he attained his true Zanpakuto, when he had the main blade, and then he had the Quincy hunting knife, you would think, okay, yeah, fine, he's way more powerful, and given how he had trained under the Zero Squad, the Royal Guard, it would only make sense for him to display feats that would be at least on the same level as Dangai, if not greater than. However, you don't get that. When it comes to his Shikai form, we do get a few things. We do see his speed and whatnot. We do see the Getsuga Juji show. We get to see a Gran Reisero Getsuga Tensho version, which was cool. It's nice to see a new move. Finally, it took you like 620 some odd chapters to get a new move. And unfortunately, when it came to his Bankai, the Bankai got shattered. It got cut by Yuha the moment he activated said Bankai. And then later on, Yuha decides to take the powers of the Quincy from Ichigo, and in the process also remove like his hollow powers, and then all Ichigo had left were his Shinigami powers, which is why he kills Yuha ultimately with like his original Shikai Zanpakuto form. So the problem here is you have a villain that from a pure ability standpoint supersedes Aizen by leaps and bounds. Yuha was broken, and yet Ichigo himself doesn't follow suit, or at least as far as we know, didn't follow suit when it came to increase in power, because we never really saw what his Bankai could do. That's one of the biggest shames about this. And honestly, part 4 should be never really seeing what Ichigo's Bankai could do. Maybe his Bankai was on the same level as Dangai / Mugetsu Ichigo, but we never saw it. We never saw what it could fucking do. Whatever cool moves he had, nothing. It just looked cool, sword in his hand, aura around it, and then gone, cut. I broke it in the future, dog.
The fuck is that?
I mean, Kubo, you should have at least shown us that. That was a massive disappointment. So I'm gonna keep part 4 the way it is. But part 4 exists predominantly because we never saw what Ichigo's Bankai could do. Number 3.
Nope.
Grimmjow. Dangai. Grimmjow. Oh!
Holy Jesus. What is that?
Oh my god, just thinking about it now. My goodness. Grimmjow was a big disappointment. We're talking about hype that was on the same scale, if not greater than that of Aizen. We see his hand at some point at the beginning with Kirige, and then he does take out Kirige, but we don't really know it's him, but it's probably him. He made a deal with Urahara, a contract they had, and we see him later on, much later on to the arc. All the while, he fights very little, and when he does fight, it's merely shown off screen with Askin Naklevar. I mean, basically it was cat and mouse. He does show some combat growth with a partial Pantera transformation. He's chasing Askin Naklevar. We see like his right hand transform into its resurrection state. And then later on, he's out of commission because of Askin's powers, because of the gift balls. And then Urahara, with his Bankai, with the gift ball deluxe that Askin had, he makes an opening for Grimmjow to come from behind and rip out Askin's heart. Then later on, because he was near death, the power of the Gift Ball Deluxe amplify, and then that's it. That's it. That's crazy, dude. That's mental. Grimmjow, one of the most popular characters in this series, and we knew that he was coming back early on in the arc because we saw his hand. So the hype was real, man. And a lot of folks, including myself, were expecting a lot of Grimmjow's spotlight, but that was non-existent, dude. If anything, his spotlight just comes in the fact that he shows up. That's it. There are no one-on-one fights with anybody, no crazy double resurrection, segunda etapa shit, none of that. Fuck, ooh, man. That is disappointing. That is so disappointing, man. Fuck, really? None of that from Grimmjow. Grimmjow! Grimmjow! None real. Ooh. So that, I think, it's worse than Aizen's, easily. Simply because Aizen, again, he just had more stuff going on. Even though it was still minor stuff, he just had more stuff in general. So that was the biggest disappointment, honestly. Thinking about it now irks me. It really does. So let's move on. Ryūken Ishida. Ryūken. How on earth are you gonna have Ishida Uryu go through all the stuff that he did in the final arc, seemingly betray his friends, join up with Yuha Bach and the boys? We Dem. The dude was a part of We Dem. And Ryūken does nothing? This is the Quincy King of old. The dude is mythical. He's like the equivalent of the Narnia Jesus Lion to the Quincy's. And your son is now following him suit. He's attaining unique abilities from his blood and whatnot. And what do? It's mental. Listen, I really wanted to see a lot more from Ishin as well, but at least Ishin had the flashback with Ichigo when it came to his mother Masaki. At the very least, they had that, okay? Which is crucial stuff. Yes, Ryūken was also in that flashback as well, I get it. But when it came to like real time, it's how Ishin guided Ichigo along the right path. So Ichigo could gain the confidence he needed to become stronger, gain more willpower, and so on and so forth. Ryūken just sits at home, twiddling his thumbs, watching Oprah. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Get on up. Your son is fighting. Get on up. And it's not until the very, very, very end of the series, like 3 chapters towards the finale, where him and Ishin arrive. We get to see him a little bit early on when they arrive via like a method that Ryuken's dad, Ishida Uryu's grandfather, used in order to like sneak into a society or like whatever it was. I forgot what it was called exactly. But after we see Ishin and Ryūken for like that one panel, towards the end of the series, they meet up with Uryu and he gives him the still silver arrowhead to negate Yuha's powers momentarily. That's it. This arc was prime potential for Uryu and Ryūken specifically, being Quincy's, obviously. And you're telling me that when Uryu's doing all this shit here and there, Ryūken just sits at home watching the fucking cooking channel? What? No. 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 Oh, massive disappointment. That would have been number 1 if not for number 1. So let's get to number 1. Like, as you go up the list, I'm getting more and more pissed off, son. Number 1, the Royal Guard.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Oh, my goodness. The Royal Guard, dog. Wow. Let me say here now, the only 2 that were credible were Nimaya and Ichibe. That was it. Ichibe had a very good fight with Yuha Bach. That was a damn good fight, honestly. Like, within the arc itself, top 3, easy. When Nimaya showcased the Sayafushi against We Dem boys, Yuha's top dudes, and that sword was too damn sharp for an actual sheath. It was like the sharpest blade ever, and it was in like a Ryatsu, like, liquid case of some kind. Oh, that was beastly. And the dude had speed for days. Oh my god. The dude had speed for days. Nimaya, I would say, is somewhat credible here. Yes, he's somewhat credible. Not fully, but somewhat, okay? Let me alter that. Because Ichibe is definitely credible. We get to see a full-on Shikai and Bankai have a beastly ass fight with this guy, and then afterwards, when he is like restored back to life, he's gone. He's somewhere in the ether, somewhere in the Speed Force. He's gone. So it is what is there. The rest of them, oh my god. We're talking about the group that was revered by the rest of the Gote 13. At the very least, the top of the top in like the history of the Gote 13 that had the right to be in the Royal Palace area to protect the Soul King itself. And when they first come down, they are bona fide clowns. These cats. The legendary Royal Guard. These clowns. But appearance is one thing. Obviously, considering their status, they're rocking some insane stuff. But ultimately, their major role was just to level up guys like Renji, Rukia, Ichigo, Byakuya. When they fight We Dem Boys, when they fight Yuha's top dudes, they get killed. They get decimated off screen. It's the Ichibe versus Yuha fight that is the focus fight. While the other fights go on, we did see some stuff here and there, like Nimaya getting pierced by Lidabaro's gun, and Kirinji when Yuha first arrived trying to attack him, but his attacks were brushed off. Then you had Senjumaru come in there, make like these giant like humanoid dudes to help her out in combat and whatnot, but they were decimated by Perninda. Queen of Cereals, whatever her name is, Kirio, she had like this pretty neat tree power. Listen, for Royal Guard members, this wasn't even close to being enough, man. Nimaya didn't showcase a Shikai or a Bankai, but given how he had the Saifushi, okay, fine, whatever, exclude him. Ichibe showcased full-on Shikai, Bankai, pretty damn cool stuff. No qualms with Nimaya, no qualms with Ichibe at all. Senjumaru.
I just don't give a fuck.
Who the fuck cares? Senjumaru was the biggest disappointment out of all three of them, in all honesty. I would say so. I mean, yeah, she did showcase the power, like the real Royal Palace isn't here, and then they thought that they'd actually get coasted through. No, it was all fake. It was all an illusion via cloth. Okay, fine. After that, I mean, like really, like nothing else was really that crazy or awe-inspiring. No. The Queen of Cereals, the Ruler of Grain, whatever she's called, Kirio.
No.
And mind you, she had some stuff going for her too because of the whole Kiori and the 12th Division stuff as well with Urahara. She had some stuff going for her as well, but
I just don't give a fuck.
No. And then finally, Kirinji. Honestly, I was expecting a lot from Kirinji initially, given how he had not only connections to Urahara via his baths, but also how he speed blitzed Soifon. I'm like, oh, okay, this guy has some stuff. No. I think without a doubt, the Royal Guard, the Z Division, they are the biggest disappointments in this arc, and maybe even in the entirety of Bleach, in all honesty. Oh, they were fucking pitiful, and that's a goddamn shame. And again, the only outliers I can say for sure were Ichibe and Nimaya, and that's it. So, that being said, folks, I am done. Honorable mentions go to Hisagi's Bankai never being shown. As a Hisagi fan, that crushed me. And then the Soul King just being like some dude in a crystal. Like nothing too grandiose there. Like you would think, okay, maybe the Soul King can reform given his right hand, his left hand, and the body of the Soul King that was Get Out, Valkyrie. Nothing. The Soul King, if this was a top 10 list, the Soul King is number 6, easy. With that being said, folks, I am done. Of course, give me your list. What do you guys think are the top 5 most disappointing things about Bleach's final arc and so on and so forth? Rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice goddamn day.